Assalamu alaikum, my dear viewers, fellow brothers and sisters. This is once again in front of you with New Year's, Happy New Year's 2026, my dear audience. And yesterday, I mean, last night, we have celebrated this Happy New Year 2026, as well as we have passed away and 2025, my dear audience. You know very well, we have a lot of we did a lot of things and that 2025, guys, and now, and we everyone just and just if you want make a plan and what we will be do what we will be do in 2026, my dear audience. You know very well, if we make a plan and then we will be try to do and to progress, try to do change our life, try to change our future plan, and then we just try to go towards not behind of that, I mean 2025, guys. Just to forget this that 2025 and just thinking and 20 about 2026, my dear audience, and what exactly did in previous year, my dear audience, and nothing to do, just throw it, and you just try to make yourself in future, and future is very much important, and present is very much important of our life, my dear audience. That's why we everyone thought about our present and future, my dear audience. Though in last night we our in the world celebrate 2026, and that's why we should everyone, and when last year, and what we didn't do, and we just mark it, and then we just fixed our goal, and what will be exactly what we do in present situation, my dear audience, and then we just try to go towards and not behind of that, my dear audience, not backward, and we just everyone try to go towards, my dear audience, and as well as we just try to reach our goal, my dear audience. Very well, and Bangladesh, exactly heavy densely populated country, that's the region, and a huge crisis of job in this Bangladesh, my dear audience. Every sector is full of people. If you think any sector you didn't get any vacancy, any all the places, huge crisis of job in this job market in Bangladesh, my dear audience. Very well, Bangladesh is the most populated country. Everywhere is the pool of people, pool of outliers, employees and jobs, and everywhere is full of people, my dear audience. And that's why English is a very much essential, and as well as it's a very much significant of our every life, my dear audience. And that's why we should everyone try to make ourselves in English, and if we speaking English, then we can represent our country all over the world, and we can check, we can check our job seeker, we can check job in the world, guys, my dear audience. And very well, huge crisis job, huge people crisis in the other countries, such as Western countries, Africa, and such type of countries. They didn't get enough, and what will I say, experience, proficiency, and efficient person, guys. And that's why it is the very much important of Bangladeshi person, Bangladeshi people. If every Bangladeshi people good at in English, then they can represent our country the all over the world, and then they get a lot of beneficiary, as well as they get a lot of huge facility, and they can earn a lot of money, my dear audience. And that's why we should everyone make ourselves with English, and just and don't waste it time in Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, and other places. Don't gossiping and don't waste your time in your friends, neighbors, colleagues, or other friends. You just try to invest your time, quality time, my dear audience. Bangladesh and all over the world is going towards so much fastly, and that's why we should everyone make our life, make ourselves so much efficient and proficiency, my dear audience. Very well, and English is the only one media, my dear audience, and all over the world exactly know well known about speaking English. If you didn't know speaking English, then how do you checking job checking, my dear audience? How do you and represent your country? How do you convince to other countries people, abroad people, my dear audience? And yeah, if you go any other countries out of Bangladesh and abroad, then how can you movement that country if you didn't know, if you don't know speaking English, if you don't convince to other people, if you don't understand to abroad people, my dear audience? That's why we should everyone prepare our mindset of, and we should everyone prepare our and speaking and quality and as well as pronunciation. It's everything, my dear audience. We should everyone our make our life advanced level vocabulary, my dear audience. And the way, if we every single day, if you maintain consistency, maintain, then we will be progress a lot, my dear audience. First of all, until we everyone fixed our goal, what we will do, and my dear audience, then you just try to doing that activist, and every single day you just try to make a lot of videos, my dear audience. Maximum 30 minutes you just try to speak in front of this camera or public places, other places, open spaces, just everywhere. You just don't shy, you don't fear, I don't hesitation, you didn't think what people thinking about you. They very well our Bangladeshi people exactly habituate and discourage all of the people that they did interested to encourage the people, my dear audience. And many people try to mistake your catch your mistake, and just they are try to demotivate you, disappointed you, my dear audience. That's why we should everyone practice in front of these places or other places, or other everyone, my dear audience. Then and then we will be able to reach our fixed goal, my dear audience. And that's why we should everyone and going towards practice a lot. Everyone mistake is not matter, and my dear audience, and every single time you just try to make a lot of videos, as well as you just try to use your new and latest vocabulary, and then you just try to improve your pronunciation, as well as you just try to maintain consistency, my dear audience. Then and we just everyone can possible to progress ourselves, and everyone possible to represent all over the world our tradition of Bangladesh is different types of situation, my dear audience. And we can understand to other abroad peoples, my dear audience. Then we just understand to and abroad peoples where our Bangladeshi youth generation exactly went to that countries, and then they can convince to their boss or their property owner and companies owner, CEO, and such type of places, my dear audience. Then they can convince to manager and CEO, such type of people, my dear audience. If everyone can speak English, then he can possible to do everything, my dear. He can how to like say, and he can just try to build up his position that companies or that abroad countries, my dear, abroad, my dear audience. That's why we should everyone practice a lot, my dear audience. If you practice a lot, then your brain will be delivered one by one vocabulary in everywhere, guys. Wherever you need that brain will be signal, as well as they just try to deliver the appropriate word and my dear audience, and or other activists. And if you didn't practice it, then your brain didn't signal and they can't able to deliver your vocabulary, my dear audience. That's why we should everyone practice a lot in front of this camera, everywhere, other places, okay? And everywhere open spaces, my dear audience. And wherever you just try to speaking in front of this any or public places, then that time you can see a lot of people just showing you and what exactly what actually you do that time. And so many people are bad commenting you, just don't care about that matter, my dear audience. And you should just practice, you just try to speak it. What people think about doesn't matter, mistake is don't matter, my dear audience. Mistake is the first step of this learn, and that's why we should everyone practice a lot. Okay, my dear audience, this is the way we can practice, we can speaking English, my dear audience. And I would love to share with you my first position about this speaking English journey, where I just when I fixed and my goal exactly, I will be become a fluent speaker. I will be become a public speaker, my dear audience. At that time, I can't say anything in front of this camera, public place, and any open spaces. My position, that my position was so complicated, so terrible situation. I just feared a lot. My body is shaking, my body was shaking, and I was so shy, and as well as I was fairness, my dear audience. Right now you can see I can speaking it randomly in front of this places, in front of this camera, anywhere. I don't care anything, anywhere, any person, my dear audience, because I practice. I'm practicing. I just try to maintain the consistency, my dear audience. Consistency is the main major significant vocabulary about this speaking English journey, my dear audience. If you maintain regularity, then you will become a fluent speaker within a very short time, my dear audience. And trust me. And where I just started my journey, that time I face a lot of difficulties. So many people are bad commenting me, they are always try to demotivate me, and they are discouraged and something like that, because I mistake a lot. I didn't able to and make any sentence, any vocabulary. I can't able to proper grammatical system structure, my dear. Yeah, I can't able to use a grammatical structure, my dear. But currently it is going to going to removing my speaking journey, and it is going to day by day, it is going to improving myself, my dear audience. If you fixed your goal, then you just start your journey without any delay. Okay, my dear, just you just start now, not tomorrow, next time, and other days, my dear audience. What you just fixed your goal. I will become a fluent speaker. I just try to speak English journey, my dear audience. Just you right now, you just start your journey. You open your camera, your mobile phone, and then you just know what is doesn't matter, man, my dear audience. You doesn't think anything. What can you just speak English? Just try to say. Inshallah, it everything will be removing yourself, my dear audience. If you invest a lot of time, then your everything will be progress a lot of, and is everything will be going to so much faster, so much advances, my dear audience. And that's why we should everyone practice a lot, and then we should everyone carry our career, try to build up, my dear position, my dear audience. I know very well. Okay, I have been speaking a lot of time. I'm just trying to convince to all of the all of my guys. I'm just trying to understanding all of my guys. I just try to supposed to all of my dear audience, Vilam brothers and sisters, everyone. I'm just request to all of you, and please don't waste your time and on scrolling your mobile and Facebook page, Instagram, or WhatsApp, or your YouTube channel. You just try to invest your time productively. If you invest your time productively, then you will be get a lot of beneficiary, a lot of facility, a lot of you, and then you will be earn a lot of money for survive your life, my dear audience. Everyone just we should everyone, and how to I say, and progress ourselves, my dear audience. Okay, lovely audience, my dear brothers and sisters, I don't want to make it for longer. I think my video going to so much longer, and that's why I should stop here. And I just say again, you if you like my if English journey, my dear audience, please don't forget like, comment and share, and as well as subscribe my channel. Tata, bye bye, see you again next.